Ladies and gentlemen, we are preparing to enter into June here on the Money Sports Live. And with that comes training camp news, NBA finals, and for us baseball fans, the dog days of summer. Welcome to another edition of On the Money Podcast. We are the mega powers of podcasting coming to you live from the lounge.
Right about that. 4 days left and June's here.
Yeah.
After the night.
Yeah. How was
just
your birthday?
Like that. It was good, except for the rain. I get it. We needed rain.
We did.
We desperately needed rain in this area of the country.
Let me share the pod real quick.
Get all those pollen strands off. Now I got a backyard filled with pollen little strands that I got to wait for everything to get dry so that I can bust out the old blower and blow all that bullshit, get it out of there, because we got a party to get ready for in a month. But yeah, it was good. I can't complain.
Nice.
Can't complain at all.
Oh yeah.
Family came over. We were good. Next day I went out to Nifty 50s. Instead of
sick picks for them.
What did I get? Oh, we got there too late, so it wasn't breakfast, so I had to stick with chicken strips.
I think that's what I got when
normally I like to get the bacon, egg, and cheeseburger when I'm there in the morning.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good stuff. Then top it off with a chocolate peanut butter banana milkshake.
I think I got that too when I was there. Only went there once.
It's amazing.
Reminds me a little bit of Steak and Shakes. If anybody's ever had that in the Midwest.
I like the fact that, it's old school. Everybody's rocking the same uniform. Nobody thinks they're too good for it. Like, I appreciate it. And the people there are nice. Like, they're good. They're good. The hostess and that, they're real good. My server was good. Like, so I enjoy driving, the 25 minutes, 30 minutes to the Black Horse Pike, because then I just spend a day about it. Go to the flea market like Berlin and all that. So I enjoy it.
Just making sure that we are on all pages.
Other than that, a good relaxing weekend, man.
Pin this on
I know someone's conspicuous by his absence today. He had to take care of some things. I know you guys have been getting cozy to the idea of the 3-man booth, which we have no issues.
It almost happened.
So we hope Diane feels better.
Yes. Swift recovery. Oh, yeah, that was Henderson that went yard again.
Good.
Wow.
It's too bad it's done nothing for my fantasy team. I'm losing 10-0 right now.
I don't even want to look at my fantasy baseball score. I'll look at it once we get warmed up, once we get into the meat and potatoes of the podcast. Once I see that I'm not down 3-9 anymore, because it's getting ugly.
It's getting spooky. There.
At least the Yankees are up 2-0.
Phillies won again, beat the Padres.
Yep, I had that game on earlier. I was keeping tabs of everything.
That's a good series to win.
Keeping tabs of everything, all baseball. Wednesdays, podcast days are pretty cool. No, Sherm, not yet. We're not going to go into whatever the hell you're going to bring up at the point in time.
I don't want to talk about the Steelers right now.
Yeah, we're not. We can't do that. We can't talk about the Steelers or how much the Chiefs suck. We got to get serious. I was just posting on all the pages so that everybody who's following along with us, if you're not on YouTube, if you're on the Facebook universe, you can be able to tap in and join us. Maybe you could join up later. We won't necessarily rule it out, but we have a lot to cover. Originally, the plan was for the 3-man booth today. We're going to have the 3-man pod, and we were going to – my hot takes already, oh, God. But 12 wins for the Steelers. Yeah, we have plenty of times for the hot takes all summer long. We probably are going to have a few tonight. Many,
but I don't see
look at this guy.
I bet 11 wins.
Oh, man. You did? You
officially
did? You placed it? What were the odds on that?
Pretty good. Well, I haven't placed it yet. I'm waiting until tomorrow. Well, waiting until Friday for payday.
I'm kind of tailing you guys when it comes to the futures bets for NFL, because I'm not going to be prepared. I'm going to be so wrapped up in baseball that I'm not going to.
I'm going to do some future bets. I'm going to try to figure out.
I'm just going to look at what you guys post.
I want to figure out I'm going to get these playoffs figured out.
It's like being at catering and just
remember that one year I had the Steelers to win the division, and it was the beginning of December. We just beat the Browns.
Chris, what up?
Russell Wilson's looking like the man again. Remember that
Are you
cash
talking about
out
the
option?
grand scheme of things?
Yeah.
Here? Was that the grand scheme of things?
Remember the cash out option at that point was $62.
That's when you were
and
giving,
you were like, bro, all you got to do is win one more win. Like even you were like, the Steelers can win one more game and you win the division, so don't do it.
oh, is that when it all just?
And then 5 straight losings matchups.
What a shit show,
Bro,
that was.
it was terrible, man.
Ugh.
It was terrible.
Yeah, I'll be telling you guys when it comes to the. I'll just sample. I'll pick from here.
Sample size?
Yeah, I'll pick from here. Anything where it's like you going too overboard with the Steelers or any of them going too overboard with the Giants, I'm going to completely bypass and I'll just sprinkle in my own little stuff here and there.
If you drop $10 down for the Steelers to go over the 10-win mark, it's $41.
Go New York. Go
50
New York.
is 205.
50 is 205. Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not touching Steelers props. I'm good on that. I might take the under as far as the. I gotta look at what the actual win total is right now, and
8.5.
8.5.
Whatever, man.
See,
I'm doing it, Mikey.
Then I'll bet the.
We're not doing an apology tour next week because come next week you guys can be down 0-2, 0-3.
We were going to give Mikey center stage so that he could strut like a peacock.
Yo, he was gonna open up this podcast.
He was gonna open up the show. I was gonna be producer
commercial
man.
free.
Yeah, it was gonna be a commercial free cold open of Mikey and all his glory. I wasn't gonna interrupt or interject. I was gonna let him get it all out of his system.
Let it all out.
Because originally what he was gonna do, his booking was he was gonna apologize to certain members of the New York Knicks players and organization.
Yes, he was.
He was talking about this apology tour. He kept talking about it all week long. He was going to go on this apology tour.
His significant other's like, what are you talking about?
She didn't know what the hell he was talking about. A part of me wasn't sure what he was talking about. So I was just going to sit back, be producer man, and allow him to have the 30 minutes or so that he needed to be able to
let it out.
Because, we with him, it's like we've dealt with this with the Knicks, with the Giants. His time to be able to speak to the organization,
listen,
and get it all out of his system.
They need to start thinking Danhausen. That's who Knicks fans need to start thinking.
Oh, the curse, right?
Remember, he lifted the curse 2.5 weeks ago.
He did.
He lifted the curse. He said, "You are not cursed," and ever since then, they have not lost a playoff game.
I thought he cursed the Cavs, or he cursed Miz. Which
he was going to curse
the Cavs all in one shot, kind of, right? Is that how it worked?
I don't know, but I do know this. Ever since he did it, they haven't lost a game.
They have not. And the New York Knicks swept the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals to advance to the NBA Finals for the first time in 27
I've been
years.
thanking him since he started, and here we are. That's right. Chris does watch wrestling.
Chris has been keeping
Listen,
tabs.
he's the most entertaining part of
Chris
the
has been
WWE right
keeping
now,
tabs.
besides the Roman Reigns stuff.
Chris has absolutely been keeping tabs on what's been going on with Danhausen.
I watched the video of Danhausen in a toy store yesterday. Matt Cardona, of course, is there, aka Zack Ryder.
He's like a big collector, stuff like that.
So Danhausen's walking around and there's wrestling section. He used a poster, Steve Austin. This dude goes, Cold Stone Steve. I know him. Cold Stone is a good guy. He calls everybody backwards by their name. It's the most ridiculous shit in the world. I'm a Knicks hater.
What
if
up?
they lose, I'm going straight Kendrick Euphoria. Oof.
Yeah, Brooklyn Nets in the house represent. The Nets fans are the meme of the guy in the shadows smoking a cigarette, just waiting for everything to just. But let's set the table. Let's set the table so that we can have the conversation.
I'm the Frank Lopez picture.
Because this is the first time in 27 years that they were able to advance to the NBA Finals. So this is a massive
Dude, they haven't been in the finals since I was a sophomore in high school, I think.
1999.
Yeah. I'm 43 now. I turned 43 this past Thursday.
The lockout season.
Yes.
when they advanced. That
My
year.
sophomore
The that was cut in
season
half.
of high school.
Yep.
It's when the last time they were there.
27 years.
They haven't won a championship since the 70s, right?
1974 was the last time they actually won it. 1999 was the last time that they made it. This is the first time that they won the Eastern Conference
1974
Finals.
is the first time the Steelers won the Super Bowl.
So generationally, it's a massive deal for a lot of people who might have been in junior high, hell, might have been in elementary school.
Chris, I was 10 years old.
And weren't actually following basketball like that. You're rocking your Knicks stuff, but you didn't. You know how, like with football, I watched football, but I didn't appreciate the game until I got a little bit older, understanding the little things, the intricacies, third and long, like you know what I mean, like being able to appreciate it for a lot of fans.
13, 14 is when I got knee deep in sports,
right?
Because 11, 12, I was paying attention to baseball. 13, 14 is when I really got heavily into football.
Yeah,
basketball, I've just never been really into. I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna lose sleep if the team loses.
I was on and off, but baseball was like the first sport, and then football was
baseball's everybody's first sport.
Football, it took me longer to understand everything about football and why it was so special.
I was that kid that I cared more about stats than I cared about wins. Like we would lose, I'm like, oh well, Jerome Bettis had 156 yards rushing. Like an idiot. Like, and then you get older, you're like, bitch, what are you bragging about that? It's about championships, papa.
So you were taking the analytical wins, like Kenny Atkinson. The analytical wins.
Then when I got my 20s, I was like, bro, I just want to win a damn Super Bowl.
You had to experience heartbreaks. You had to watch your team at the pinnacle.
I watched the Cordell Stewart moments. I watched the Neil O'Donnell moments. I watched the Phillies in '93. Like, I seen all that.
Let's see if they can get over the hump. On a serious note, though, I'll tell you right now, these New York Knicks team, they're the 0-3 New Jersey Nets who ran into the Spurs. So the team in the East that was hot, they were cruising, they were a good story, and they ran into a team that could potentially be slightly better. And that's where I'm going to approach the perspective now. Like, because Mikey's not here, so I was preparing this for if
this
he
is
was
not
here.
A pro Knicks podcast.
I was preparing this for if I'm going to be objective about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to look at it from both sides. To me,
F the Knicks.
Like, okay, I don't think that the Knicks are capable of beating OKC if it's going to be OKC and the Knicks, right? But for the Knicks, if they lose in the finals, do we still consider this season a win for them because of everything that this year entailed and the fact that it took them 27 years just to get here? And they could very well find themselves back here.
I mean, they moved on from where they were last year.
They advanced. They got out of the East.
First to say that I still think they could have done it with Thibodeau.
Right. I mean, all the pieces were there, you know? Like, all those same pieces.
Like, you want me to believe Mike Brown's was the – come on, man. We're talking about Mike Brown.
Hell, I'll give them credit. I didn't think that they were going to make it as far as they did.
No, you had that bet. Looks like Mikey might be right. Are the Knicks closer than the Yankees?
Well, that's where I'm taking the conversation. Like, how close are they actually? You know, do they go out there and get their asses swept in the finals? You know, do they actually go out there and win the whole thing? Because this feels like if you're gonna do like this this feels like the year. This feels like the opportunity. Like, if you squander this, does everything, no matter how far you got, and then go New York, like, and the party and everything, like, if you squander this moment, you get swept or it's a gentleman's sweep, does it all just feel like, damn, that was our shot and we blew it? Like, because you can't take it for granted.
I don't know if they can get back there next year. 2 years in a row, that's tough.
Things just opened up a certain way for them this season in the East.
You know, I mean, with Boston getting upset in the first round, it helped them out a lot.
This year is a massive W for them, no matter how it ends. I'm leaning that way for them because I'm sitting here saying I didn't expect them to get this far.
I didn't think they were going to get back.
So just the fact that they're there, I don't expect them to win the whole thing, but I think the fact that they're there feels like you can chalk this up as a win for the organization and for, you know, everybody who was doubting Jalen Brunson and what he's able to do and what he's capable of. No matter what, win or lose, he's going to go down as one of the most important Knicks of all time because of the run that we're watching right now.
Meanwhile, Mr. TikTok for OKC is just playing clutch basketball.
He's playing
Great move, Daryl Morey. Great move.
He's playing his role. He's playing his role. He's playing defense. He fits right into what they've got going on out there. They got a big win yesterday.
Here's a conspiracy theorist in me, though. What is July 4th?
What time you say?
What is the significance of July 4th this year, though? It is the 250th birthday of America.
Okay.
Doesn't it just seem like it's supposed to have either a New York / Philadelphia team win a championship this year?
If they can get the job done, which one is that's part of the debate. Who is closer to a championship when you look at how everything is lined up? Because when we talk about like contenders, if we're talking about football, Eagles are
the New York Giants are not contending for a championship this year. Let's stop.
Oh,
Let's just stop that right now. We're going to stop
man.
that. The New York Jets are not contending for a championship this year.
Eagles
The
are
Eagles
in contention.
are in contention.
Okay, baseball,
The Yankees are in contention.
Knicks literally in the finals as we speak, waiting
Philadelphia
to see.
is on the Phillies are in the fringe, but they're right back where they need to be to get into the playoffs.
They should, if they can just win more games than they lose with the Don Mattingly effect going on, they should at least get themselves into a wild card.
So
I think Atlanta looks.
I
really
want to
good.
say Boston, but they're terrible. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can ride with the conspiracy theory as far as Independence Day because it's hard to trust that circle of teams right now.
just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
No team in the playoffs playing on levels we're playing. We play the team, offense, defense, bench, firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, but you know
they
what?
They really are. The
Here's
Knicks,
the
the Knicks are scoring. They're playing defense.
If San Antonio wins tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow is game 6 of that
So if
series.
they win tomorrow, the next game's not going to be till what?
Tuesday
Sunday
or Wednesday?
Game 7?
Tuesday or Wednesday is game. Oh, if they win tomorrow.
Yeah. If they were to win tomorrow.
Game 7 would have to be played on Saturday or Sunday because
So,
game 1 of the NBA Finals is either going to be Tuesday or on podcast night.
So I'm going to go on a limb and say Sunday. Because you're going to try to capture that, that audience that's home. It's Sunday. We're getting ready back to go to work.
Yeah.
Knicks they won it what, Monday?
Yes.
So if the Spurs can stretch this out to 7 games, now they're sitting at home for an entire week without playing basketball. That could hurt the momentum.
Right. And they found their mojo against the Cavs team.
I'm not saying to start shit, but we have seen where teams have had a week off and get bounced.
Yeah.
We've seen it. It's not like I'm saying something that hasn't happened. However, I think the Knicks would rather see the Spurs than Oklahoma.
I think I'd agree with that. I think it's a better matchup. Oh, Jock Peterson, I think, just went yard for the Texas Rangers. Oh, yes, he did. There it is. Say his name.
Let's keep it a buck. They coasted. It was a wide open. Bro, I'm going to defend Chris on this because, like he said, you can only play who's in front of you. This reminded me of the AFC this year. This reminded me of the AFC playoffs. Sides, this was the AFC playoffs.
Sixers really did them a favor by getting rid of Boston. Boston did themselves no favors. Detroit, frauds.
All year.
Cavs, frauds. The Knicks are the best team in the Eastern Conference. And that's it. And the discussion. You could sit there and say, oh, but if this with Boston, the New York Knicks are the best on that side. Bro. And they could very well find themselves back in this spot. But you can't take making it to the finals for granted, especially when you haven't made it to the finals in 27 years. So if you're a fan watching your team for the first time in 27 years, that's what the party is, because you don't know if you're getting back here again. It could be another 25 years. You could be in your 50s and be waiting for that moment for your team to be able to get over the hump. Everything lined up in a way, and to their credit, they maximized and took advantage of it. When this team was down 22 points to the Cavs and they came back and won that game in game 1, Cleveland was done. They were checked out. They packed their bags and they quit. And their coach goes out there and talks about that they analytically won 2 out of 3 games. I'm still trying to figure out what he's talking about. I don't know what that is. They're saying he kept his job. so they're not going to fire him. Kenny Atkinson, the Cavs coach. They were down 3-0. He's talking about analytically, we won 2 out of 3 games. We're 2-1. What? Who's in charge of PR? It's bad enough that you are a coach in the sports town of Cleveland, Ohio. Your head coach is coming out here and saying some shit like this in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm annoyed by the fact that they got past Detroit, because I feel like Detroit, New York would have potentially been a better matchup. But it's like Detroit can't score points. The Knicks can score points. The Knicks can play defense. Now,
no argument here, but like I said,
the finals is going to present a different challenge.
Like Boston was Josh Allen. Like, that's how you could look at it.
Yeah.
That's exactly how you could look at it.
Kenny and Harden, analytical champs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to hear nothing from Boston fans because the team that the Knicks just pulverized in the Sixers came back. What was it? They were down 3-2 to win two in a row and eliminate them?
I still don't know what the hell happened to Boston. But I feel the same about Detroit. Like, you were the number 1 seed all year long. What the hell happened to you? The Cavs in the Eastern Conference Final. What the hell? Everybody started turning into pumpkins, and the New York Knicks right now are Cinderella. And it's a question of,
well, they're
can
not
you
Cinderella.
get home?
They were better than the 2 teams regardless because they had the better star power and the better roster.
Yeah. And I wonder what the spread is, or what the spread will be once OKC versus Knicks is finalized, unless the Spurs do the unthinkable.
Knicks need to do all they can to win this year. Holly is waiting for next year. Little Holly. Or Hallie.
Hallie?
Yeah. Is that a player?
I don't know what the hell he's talking about there. Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that everything around New York was turning into pumpkins, and they capitalized, took advantage of it, did their job to their credit, and they made it to this point. And now that we're at this point, is it a matter of, I can't sit here and be like, all of a sudden I think the Knicks are going to win it all, because I didn't think they were even going to make it this far. So it's like I'm going to stay consistent with my argument. If they go against OKC, I think OKC beats them.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh, Hallie comes back to the Halliburton for the Pacers. I forgot the Pacers.
And smart move, like, to talk about the Pacers, smart move by just saying, you know what? We're just going to just suck this year.
Get the pick.
We'll get the pick. We'll get somebody high up in the draft, and we'll have a healthy Halliburton back because we told him, you know what? Don't rush it. It's okay.
What are you going to do? I mean, you can't really do much when your star is not coming back. There's no, you know what I mean? Like, you got to try to just make sure everybody's healthy.
Act like they're not going to be good next year. They'll be good next year.
Just see, depending on like how long it takes for him to. I mean, I think it'll add a level of a little bit more intrigue as far as the East goes, because if it came down to another matchup between a healthy Pacers and a healthy Knicks, I know the Pacers will probably bring more of a fight than the Cavs did.
Yes, they would have.
You know, I sat here last week and said, the Knicks and Cavs to me are on equal level, but they're not. Like, they're clearly not.
They destroyed that narrative.
Like, game 1, blowing the 22-point lead, they just never recovered from that. It was just like they lost the series in a game. Knicks came out, they had more heart, they had more passion, they had more desire, they had more fans out in Cleveland rooting for them. The fan base is traveling, like, everybody's bought in. Game 3 and 4 in New York for the finals are going to be absolutely insane. I would say that the San Antonio Spurs are a better matchup for the Knicks, but Wemby and them ain't no slouch either. And if Wemby pulls off a comeback being down 3-2, it's like, Spurs and Knicks could go 7 potentially, and then we could see an NBA Finals go 7. I do not think it would go that way if we get OKC in New York. I think OKC beats them in 5, and I think that, I think
gentleman's sweep.
I think it would be a gentleman's sweep at best, and I think that there would be a lot of the complaining about the refs. That's really if the OKC wins, get ready for more hate to be dished upon SGA and his style of play and how he looks for contact and looks for fouls. And I think it would be a situation on both sides where you wouldn't be able to take the game out of the ref's hands if it's OKC versus New York. And if you can't take the game out of the ref's hands, vote goes to OKC.
Oh.
Sorry. I look, I'm not here to butter biscuits. You know, I gotta call it like I see it. I gotta stay consistent. I love, you know what I mean? I love the energy around.
Pacers were looking to tank to get top 5, but it failed and went to the Clippers. They'll have Zubac at the 5. They're going to be a threat next year. Not saying better, but a threat. That's what Rob just said.
Zubac is a nice ad that they got from F the Pacers, says Chris. I mean, they'll be, I guess, in better shape than they were this year because they really.
So as of right now, the best hope for New York is the Knicks to win a title. As of right now.
I mean, if they don't close this out, the Yankees would have to not make the World Series. You know, because then literally the Knicks were the closest to a championship. You know, that's basically the argument right now. That's the bet. So we still have an entire summer to see what the hell the Yankees end up doing. You know,
so if the Yankees get the Knicks lose and the Yankees lose in a World Series, they're both equals.
Neither one is that much closer than the other. Neither one's that much closer than the other. And again, you can't take whatever happens in this moment for granted. If they're in the finals, and you can't take being in the finals for granted. You can't take for granted that the Knicks will be back next year. And because look what happened to Halliburton this past year. Injury took that team off the map. You never know what's going to happen. In baseball, even more variables get thrown into the equation. Last year, Yankees got sent home by Toronto. Didn't even make it that far. If the Yankees get back to the World Series, like there's a lot of pressure on them boys. There's going to be a massive amount of pressure on Boone and Judge and them boys to finish. You know, it's not going to be a situation where it's like, wow, we finally made it here. Where like people have fatigue of seeing the Yankees in the World Series, even if we haven't been there often in the last 15 years. It's just the Yankees. It's everything, you know, everything that comes with it. Yeah, it's just one of those things where for the Knicks, a lot of these fans, they grew up not seeing this. The Knicks weren't relevant. Let's be honest. The Yankees are relevant. Even a losing season for the Yankees, we never stopped being relevant. The Knicks were irrelevant for most of the last 25 years. It was a lot of heartbreak and crying and tears, bad drafting, bad organization, just a shit show. So this window of relevancy, you need to capitalize on that, especially in a league where teams just fall off the map every day. You've got 5 to 6 teams that you believe in, and then you've got the rest of the league. And that's really the story of what the NBA is. You know? For the Yankees to get to the World Series and lose, it's a choke job. You didn't finish. You get no love for getting there. It doesn't matter. Did you win it? Yankees can't win unless they win the World Series. The Knicks can win by making it to the finals.
Jesus, tell us how you really feel.
It's the truth. You all lived it. The fan base knows what it is. The Knicks were not relevant for a very long time, and now they are. And everybody who was hating on Brunson and hating on the signing and all the other things that they did in order to put this team together,
fingers and butts.
They have to. That was Hart. That was Hart. That was Josh Hart. They're they're besties. I don't know. That's their whole little friendship. That's whatever. Man. Whatever you guys are into. That's all fine and dandy. But in the clutch, in the big moments, Brunson proved he is worth every penny for this organization that spent a lot of time being irrelevant. Now you've got him at the precipice.
Maybe he should have took all his money.
Well, the fact that he didn't is why they were able to build the team around him that they have now so that they were able to compete. Because if Brunson takes all the money, what does this basketball team look like? They're probably a player that rely heavily on him.
It's going to be interesting what happens when this window is done because all those damn picks they gave up to get Bridges.
He's coming up clutch too, though. He's been playing good.
I guess a championship just nullifies those picks. It's like, you know what? As a fan, I would trade 5 firsts too if I could win a title.
I can't really say nothing bad about Mikal Bridges because, like, in the clutch, in the playoffs, his numbers being called. Yeah, of course. You guys,
and Brett Brown and company traded him.
Yeah, but
interesting.
His mom worked for the company
It's crazy, right?
His mom, all she did was work for them. You know, no biggie.
Trading him for Zaire Smith.
Oh, Yordan Alvarez just went yard. But like, I think that they should be proud of this. And I know that it's hard to think that way right now because it's like you feel unstoppable. You know what I mean? You feel bulletproof. Oh, this guy's a hater, yada yada, whatever. I'll be here next week. I show up each and every week, no matter what happens. And sometimes it takes years for people to understand some of the things that I'm saying, aka Daryl Morey, James Harden. It took a while, but we finally got there. You know, I gotta stay consistent with this. In this moment, bask in it. MSG gets 2 home games for the finals no matter what, bro. Like, this team is going to be back next year. Everything is peachy keen right now. I'm walking on sunshine. Like, that's life. That's reality. And there's nothing wrong in losing to the defending champions if that's what happens. Now, if they go out there and they beat OKC, I will apologize to Mikey.
The apology tour.
I will be the one.
Tour 2026.
I will come out here. I'll apologize to Mikey.
I'm surrounded by nothing but apology tours. Mikey's apology tour. Your apology tour.
Bro.
Hasbro's apology tour to us fans for killing Optimus Prime 40 years ago.
I will apologize for yelling at him. You know what I mean? I will apologize for sounding like the old man yelling at clouds because I'm sitting here sounding like a traditionalist saying that, you know, the Yankees are closer to a championship. In reality, the Knicks are literally competing for a championship right now. And if they manage to pull it off and they win it, and the Yankees end up falling short on their goal, you know what? Mikey was right. I'll apologize and I'll say, Mikey, you were right. But until then, battle wages on.
There can be only one.
Because at the end of the day, if they go out there
Here we are.
and they get outclassed, just like we saw a lot of teams get out, it's crazy how the first round of the NBA playoffs was like the most competitive, like best heated round. Like that was the most entertaining.
I agree.
Where I bought into it, I was like, oh man, this is getting good.
It sucked.
And then it just got progressively worse.
Everything's just sweeps.
You've got potential in OKC and Spurs, but there's been a couple one-sided victories. Now we're going to see how the Spurs handle elimination in San Antonio. Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
That's my stance on that whole matter when it comes to the everything that encompasses the New York Knicks, where they're at right now. Props to them. Props to Jalen Brunson more than anything, because there was a lot of people that were hating on the signing. There was a lot of people that were against it. A lot of people that didn't believe it. They gave him too much money, yada, yada, yada. The guy took how many players in this day and age are leaving $114 million on the table for you to be able to build a team?
I'm not.
Who's doing that? And especially in the NBA?
I'm not.
Yeah, the league
Give
where
me my money.
The league where we've seen some of the most selfish athletes of all time go out there and just destroy teams and just leave.
James?
And just leave. I mean,
Just say his name.
Kawhi Leonard is another one. James Harden, another one.
Kevin Durant. Well, no, the Warriors actually won a title after he left.
They won.
That kind of nullified the whole thing that they needed Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
because they won
Steph
it
Curry,
before
they did it without
and
him.
After him.
Yeah, they did it without him. So they, you know what I mean? Like they, in the moment when they had him, they needed him for those. They got those, and then they managed to do it without him when everybody wrote them off.
When he thought, oh, they ain't gonna do nothing without me, and he's still chasing that championship without them, and I don't think he's ever gonna get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is he running it back?
Is
he gonna run it back with the Rockets?
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing, to be honest with you. I just know he can't really stay up. It's shitty that Van Fleet got hurt this year, because I feel like that really was the difference maker. I mean, KD, he's 36, 37 years old with a litany of injuries already. Broke his foot on the court, broke his fibula, all this other shit going on. Like, Van Fleet we needed a point guard to make sense of all this. We didn't need a 7-footer bringing the ball up, and everybody just rotating at point. That's not how this was supposed to go. Nonetheless, it is what it is. Van Fleet will be back next year. Will KD be back next year? I don't know. Me personally, I like how the team was flowing when he was hurt on the sidelines because it's like the pace quickened. It wasn't so much just
kind of like how
staring at somebody. You know what I mean?
I like the Sixers when Embiid wasn't on.
The pace was different. The energy was different. The young players were.
That's what makes it worse that TikTok's gone because he would have fit in with an Embiid-less Sixers.
Yeah, I mean, he would have found his spot. You know what I mean? To come off the bench and give you a decent 10 to 15 minutes and score points, shoot threes. Basically, everything he's doing for OKC right now, while they're dealing with some of the injuries that they have going on with their team. Like, they got some key players that have been missing in action, but they've got the reserves that are coming in, stepping up.
He's done a fantastic job.
Like, this is the most difficult matchup for OKC so far because they were just cruising through the West, the way that the Knicks were cruising through the East. The Spurs are the real deal, though. And the Spurs are going to be around for a long time. A lot less money invested in the Spurs, too. That's a lot more of the draft picks to build. Yeah, the Spurs and OKC are a story of two teams that built through the draft, and this is the culmination
a lot of it was
that.
Pop before he had to, give it up.
Yeah, it's all everything that he put together.
It's a shame that he couldn't see it through.
I mean, he's still there, and it's cool that he's there. You know what I mean? It sucks.
That,
It's hard to see him like that. It's sad, but it's cool. It's just cool to see him. You know,
yeah.
It's just nice to see him there. You know what I mean? Like it's nice. Like seeing him sitting in the sitting up in the suite with Duncan, and like just seeing how much that relationship means. You know what I mean? Duncan just it's like taking care of your grandpa once he's at that stage in life where it's just you know what it is. You know what I mean? And you just being there, just it's like that's what makes it.
He's doing.
It's like to be a Spurs fan and to see that and to see where your team is, like that's the shit that you hold on to from this season, where it's like we're gonna be like we're back. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna be good. Like we're
gonna be a problem.
You know, like we're going to be a problem.
We have a player who's only in his second year.
Yeah,
second year,
taking the fight to the champions.
Arguably, say he may be the best player in the NBA right now. And if you don't, okay, there might be a couple others, but you're not listing him after the third or second. Like
it's only a matter of time before he's getting that MVP award.
Next year, it's him.
It's only a matter of time. Like he's showing right now. This is the breakout party for that team.
I'm taking him over a lot of people. If I'm starting an NBA team today, I'm taking him first.
101,
101, bro. He's my guy.
He's special.
101. He is my guy.
San Antonio is going to be rocking, yo. San Antonio is going to be rocking for that game. Like it's going to be crazy out there. It's going to be crazy in MSG.
When he was on my fantasy basketball team that last year,
nothing to worry about.
I loved it.
Got nothing to worry about.
I think that's why I didn't bet NBA a lot this year because I didn't have fantasy basketball. When there was fantasy basketball, I was following the trends of my players, and that's when I was going, okay, let's do some PRA.
Fantasy football was so intense this year that I'm really glad that we took a break from fantasy basketball because I really would have been checked out from it. Fantasy football was intense. It was crazy.
Like, 3 championships.
Like I had to lock in.
Walked away with just 1.
I had to lock in for that.
1 for 3.
A second half of the fantasy season, I really had
that was
to
a batting average. At least I'd still be batting 333.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, when you put it in baseball terms, you got to be happy with the results, right? A 1 for 4 with a base hit, and you got an RBI in. It's a great day, even though you struck out twice.
Yep. Absolutely. No arguments here.
Yeah. Sometimes when you're sitting here betting on home runs every day, you become desensitized to the idea that a home run is pretty damn amazing. Like the odds of it happening are insane.
What about dude hitting inside the park grand slam last week?
James Wood, my buddy cashed on the grand slam bonus bet. They gave him 360 something worth in bonus bets in like increments of like $50.
But you got to use them up in a week.
He had like a week to use them, so he was taking. We played it smart because we'd be cooking in the morning the same way I cook with Matthew on the page. Like we're texting each other, we're sending each other plays, and he's taking like HRRs and pairing them together. You know, with the bonus bets, you can't withdraw them for money. But if you hit a little 2-legger on something, then it becomes withdrawable. So it's like instead of trying to make a massive 10 leg with the 50 bonus bet. You played smart. You hit go with a hits parlay. Something not sexy, bro. It's about winning. At the end of the day, it's about seeing the green. You know?
It's all about green beans and DraftKings.
Yeah. That Grand Slam thing is still going on. I still haven't hit it. My guy's stunk today, but I mean. So look at that, Mikey. You're not here, and we still devoted damn near 30 minutes to talk about the Knicks because we love you.
My stomach hurts.
But it's also, I'm a journalist. It's important to paint the picture for what's. Yeah, it's important to paint the picture for what's coming. These are some of the issues and the things that I was going to bring up to him, and he probably wasn't going to hear it because rah, 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 go New York, go New York, go. But reality is going to set in. Reality is going to set in. And I think that part of why he wanted to go on this apology tour is because he wanted to release it all before tip-off so that he's not holding on to any of that. Because you know and I know, as a fan, when we're watching our teams and we don't do something that day a certain way, if they lose, it's our fault. If we wake up and we're not in a positive attitude
for years,
it's going to cost us on the field.
For years. My thing was, once the season started, I didn't buy anything Pittsburgh Steeler related.
Really?
I didn't buy
no
jersey, no shirts, no hats, no nothing.
Oh, shit.
Because I felt it jinxed them.
Really?
Yes.
Like, was it because you at one point in time bought merch and they lost?
Yep. I bought a Cordell jersey the weekend of the AFC title game in 01 against the Patriots. Of course, we didn't really lose that game. We got cheated out of that game because, Spygate and all that, just in case anybody thought I forgot. Or the blatant hold on the punt return touchdown that Troy Brown took up the field, that with the referee was like this, and my player's arms being pulled, and he just kept letting it go. Yeah, okay.
It's been a long time.
That was my thing. That was my thing. I didn't buy nothing.
Yeah.
Then when we won that first Super Bowl in 05, I had bought something earlier that day, and I'm like this. Oh, my God. What did I just do?
Oh, you were sick.
Oh,
the day of the Super Bowl?
Yep. I was like.
You were devastated. What was it?
My mom had bought a bunch of balloons with Steelers, logos on them for the
party. Oh, Super Bowl party.
And I'm like this. Oh, my God. 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 And I'm just sitting there like this. And then it's like 3-0. I'm like, oh, I was just.
And if my team could actually get to a Super Bowl, I wouldn't even know. I don't know if I should have been doing that with the Giants the past 15 years. Not buying all the merch, not buying all the pizza, having a whole pizza party.
I would hang up posters sometimes, like in the beginning of the year. In my room, I would have posters up, and that was it. I remember one year I moved them, and they got beat in the playoffs real bad after I had moved everything. I was like, yep, I'm not doing this again. I was very superstitious, but then when I got with Crystal, she would just keep pounding into my head, you have no control on what happens. None.
A couple years back when the Titans were actually competing, you know what I mean, at the top, winning the AFC and shit like that, my thing at that point in time was on those Sunday mornings, playing music. There'll be certain tracks I would play. One of them was Easy Like Sunday Morning. I'd play that every Sunday. And jerseys. I was meticulous and particular about the jerseys I would wear. Even if I was wearing a jersey that week where we won, I wouldn't necessarily wear that jersey again. I'd be trying to switch up the algorithm. I'd be like, no, that's what they expect. That's what they expect me to do.
I remember 2008, bro. When we won that Super Bowl. I wore an Antoine Randall L jersey for divisional round, for championship round, for Super Bowl. The same sweatpants, the same sneakers, the same undershirt, long sleeve undershirt. The only thing that changed on me was my drawers and my socks. Other than that, it was the same exact. By the AFC title, you remember, I had 2 stains here, like a ketchup stain here. I did not give a shit. I was wearing the same thing, bro.
I might have cost us in 2019 when we lost to the Chiefs because that year I was wearing the McNair jersey for each of the playoff games and only the playoff games. I was at your house over at the other spot.
We decided to go to Bennigan's for the title game.
But before that, though, I went to the movies wearing the McNair jersey on a random ass day. I just had it on. I was, you know, I mean, it was AFC Championship week. I'm going at it with Jake. We're just going, you know, I'm going
Back
crazy.
and
So
forth.
I threw that jersey on, and I'm wearing it and thinking to myself, like, and I just kept thinking about it. You know what I mean? And then
What
it's
did
like
I just do?
Yeah, like it's just it's a thing
It's
for a
crazy
fan, you know
about
what I mean?
the superstitions that fans have.
Everybody has a thing, man. It's a song.
I remember that episode of Modern Family with Cam, the one was in the football. He was the coach, and he would take his football the day of the game, tap every door frame like 3 or 4 times. Every door frame he walked in, doom, doom, doom. Walks on, doom, doom, doom. Everyone, and he almost missed one. He was like, "Oh,
gotta start over, bro.
Yeah,
gotta start over.
Crazy,
gotta start over, bro."
And I laughed, and I'm like, "Yo, this is us as sports fans because we do these types of things." I do not wear. After the second time, I had bought a Bumblebee AB jersey back in 2014. First time I wore it, the Jets beat us. It was sickening. I was like, ugh. I waited 2 weeks. I put it on. They lost again. I was like, this got to be a coincidence. Third time I wore it, they lost again. I said, yep, I'm done. I retired that jersey for 2 years. I popped it back on 2 years later. It was a 2016 game. Wore it. They lost. I said, this I'm bullshit. Done. I hung it up in my closet, and I didn't wear it again. No. Unless it was the off season.
Yeah.
I would wear it as like a thing like on draft day or something.
Yeah. Fun. You know, no pressure. Nope. A no pressure day.
Not at all.
You know, meeting up for a fantasy draft. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I control this. Yes. This doesn't control me. You know what I mean? If we're just drafted today. It becomes one of those jerseys.
I don't know if y'all remember my pajama pants from the 2024 Yankees postseason.
That's right. When we went on our run. Yeah, that's right. That was a thing. It was happening. It was happening.
Remember my Kimbrel?
The Kimbrel pose. Yeah. That's it. Last couple of years, when our teams are in spots where they can thrive.
I remember I hurried up once we were eliminated and put it in black and white and wrote eliminated for somebody else to get it.
Me, I was switching it up. I was throwing the Soto jersey on, but then I was throwing the Judge jersey on, depending on how I was feeling. You know what I mean? Like I was just it's today's 22. Nope, today's 99. You know, it just and you just
Soto. What a guy who wishes he still was a Yankee.
Well, I don't know what he's wishing. I really don't care. You know, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, the highlight for that New York team is going to be beating us. Kind of reminds me of what the highlight for their season was last year. Congratulations, you were able to beat the Yankees in May. The Yankees are going to be playing baseball in September and October, though. You're not. So, I mean, I'd give the edge to the Giants over the Mets as far as a New York team that could actually bring home something. If I had to pick, you know.
There's potential for the Giants to win a title before the Mets. Giants have key pieces that, you know, the Mets do too, but there's only one real baseball team in New York.
They don't win enough. Sorry. And for all we know, the Giants may not win enough. There's still a lot of. Bro, I'm just, and I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to pile it on here, but
minus 6.5.
Can Jackson Dart stay healthy? We have to answer that question, right? Can you stay healthy?
Well, according to a lot of people, he's going to visit the blue tent because his offensive line is not going to block for him after what he did the other day.
It's not that though. Before all that happened, he was in the blue tent.
He was in the blue tent.
It's his reckless style of play.
Couldn't slide.
You can sit here and talk about whatever you want. We're talking about the 60 minutes that you're on the field and the shit that you're choosing to do. And I was told under different management, those same types of plays weren't going to be happening anymore. They're still happening.
Well, that was, you know, the Kafka era.
Right.
The sample size.
One of the worst eras.
Well, now you got a legit dude in Jim and John Harbaugh. We're gonna do. What's their over 6.5? Nah, 7.5.
7.5 for the Giants.
Yep, I would take under. You think they win 8 games?
Might try to alt line that and take the 7 flat. Because they'll leave you on the hook if you try to take the over on I think 7 is a
under 7.5 means they can't even hit 7, right?
Yeah, if you take the under,
you're gonna have to show me where the alternate lines are.
If you I might do alt line 7 because they can't win 7 games. We're having a different conversation.
We're gonna have a conversation. We'll have to do the quarterback play.
Well, we'll see, man.
That would mean the quarterback didn't live up to the hype, which would
that
suck.
means so far none of it does.
That would suck for me.
That's a conversation for a different day, and we got all summer for that.
I know.
We have to talk about
guys after this Sunday. News. After this past Sunday, there's 15 Sundays left till opening day.
Yeah.
However, you got football that Wednesday and that Thursday.
I'm not a fan of that
at
scheduling, bro. I'm not a fan of Wednesday night football and Friday night football. It's not. It's like what Jason Kelsey said. It's like there's waking up on Sunday morning knowing we're gonna meet up, stopping at the store, grabbing the snacks, having the game plan ready for food.
He's 100% right that he's
getting the beers, sitting down at 12:30. Go like there's a special magic about getting, and it was ever since I was young when I started watching football with my uncle, stopping at the corner store, getting me some chips, getting him his pork rinds. You know what I mean? Like just that feeling of Sunday football is like you're watering it down way too much, bro.
Before I started working, my younger teenage years, the 13s, the 14s, the 15s, our back porch used to have this big old school TV, like a 40-inch TV, old school joint, and the color went on it, but my dad didn't give a shit. The picture was still good, so we'd watch it in black and white. It didn't matter to me. It was still a clear ass picture, TV, everything. But it would be him, me. He'd be out there grilling shit. Uncle Danny would come by. His boy, my padrino Angel would be there. His other boy Carlos would come through. The other guy Mike would come through. Like all his boys would come. Like that was like the thing. Like Sundays, 1:00, boom. Growing up during that time period, like I used to see everybody come through.
And that's when you see everybody. Everybody hangs out. It's a whole vibe, man. Like nobody's meeting up on Wednesday nights. People got shit to do.
I'm not meeting up on Wednesday night. I love you guys, but I'm not doing that.
We're here Wednesday night anyway.
I don't. Yeah.
We're here.
Like I'm going to be having the game.
A lot of times he's at work that day. Sometimes I work in the morning.
Thursday nights. Like, dude, what the hell? Like that. Nobody's meeting up Thursday night.
It's bad enough I got to log into Prime Video to watch this, and I got used to Thursday night football though. Now you're throwing Friday nights at me. So we're gonna have Saturday
Friday
nights
this year.
Yeah, there's gonna be a couple.
It's Friday that 49ers game, right? No, the 49ers game's Thursday.
I'm not in love with it, man.
No.
Like I'm not in love with.
You're taking away the specialness of Sunday.
Yeah.
And then it's even deeper for some families. Like for some deeper families, like there, families at large that would all like the same team and. Throughout the year, even when it's football, Sunday dinners with the family.
Right.
But the Sunday dinner, it would happen around 2:00 you show up. But now, during the football season, that Sunday dinner starting at 11, 12 o'clock because everybody's there watching. Like, for example, on this side of the area, the Eagles, all the Eagles fans get together with their large families, sit there, they watch the birds. And throughout, they have their snacks here and there. But then when the game's all over, whether they won or lost, you have that Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
A lot of that's being lost, it's the greed. Like I get it, you're trying to make money, but like you guys have made enough money. There's no need to keep doing. You're desensitizing Sundays to us because Sundays are supposed to be.
Yeah, now I'm stuck with 2 4 p.m. games.
Yeah,
and one of them is not an interesting one.
We're gonna end up getting to the point where there's only like 4 or 5 1:00 games and like 3.
You're making it hard for my guy Scott Hansen to do his job in the late slate because there's not much to switch over.
He's just gonna have 2 screens on watching. So you're gonna be watching the entire game the whole day.
Yeah, showing highlights from earlier when they go to commercial break. You're messing the flow up. You know what I mean? Like the spread on a Sunday should just I don't know. And it's only going to get worse. But again,
It is.
an old man yelling at
We're
clouds.
going to get to the point where there's a game Monday already. There's going to be a game Tuesday. There's going to be a game Wednesday. You already got a game Thursday.
Every day.
There's going to be a game Friday, and there's going to be a game Saturday. The only thing that I can say that's going to hurt NFL on Fridays or Saturdays.
You might think you're giving fans what they
The
want.
only thing that's going to hurt them, college football. Especially, like, for instance, a Saturday night in October, they're showing Bengals versus Browns Saturday prime time, right?
Right.
On ESPN, or let's say. Meanwhile, Channel 6 is showing you Georgia versus Alabama.
Yeah, there you go.
Georgia and Alabama is going to get more viewers than the Bengals versus the Browns. I don't care who you are, what you say. When they start seeing that they're going to get out-viewered, they'll start chilling out.
Yeah, but people aren't going to stop watching the NFL, though. People aren't going to stop buying the product.
Me personally, I ain't going to watch the game. I'm going to watch Alabama and Georgia because it's a rivalry game.
They're playing the odds.
So
the NFL doesn't care. The NFL
when they
does
lose
not
viewership,
care.
they will care.
But nobody's going to stop watching them. Nobody's going to stop. Nobody's going to boycott it. Nobody's going to, no matter what people say they're going to do.
I don't even think about Red Zone, dude. That shit is going to be a wash. It is. Poor thing. Like, yo,
I love
it's
Red
not going to
Zone,
be
bro.
the same thing anymore.
I freaking love Red Zone. It's just another, when I don't come here to watch the games and you have your setup here, I'm kicking back in front of the big TV, got my notebook out, pulling up my fantasy teams, my slips. We're talking still in the group chat. Sometimes Mike and Matt will be over there and Red Zoner it up. Just take me to the good stuff. Lead the way for the next 7 hours. Pizza's on the way. I got
Cassie
nothing to
and
worry
Sophie
about
chilling.
right now. Cassie and Sophie chilling on the sofa as they should be. And we
Cassie
are
just giving
rocking
Dutch
it out,
Stairs
bro.
the mic.
And we're just rocking it out. Red Zone's my shit.
Sophie just waiting for one of them to get up so she takes their spot.
Yep. Yeah, they were chilling with me all day today. Yanks up 3-0 right now. Bases loaded. Top of the 7th.
Yeah. We got
3
months. It's crazy. 3 months.
Let's talk about it.
You got
Josh Jacobs.
Oh.
Josh Jacobs, yesterday, arrested, charged on 5 separate counts, including a felony. One of them, felony charge. The strangulation to the point of unconsciousness of his girlfriend, wife. I'm not sure what it is.
I think I could pull
Domestic abuse.
What if they got it?
A litany of charges filed against Josh Jacobs.
Here's a press release that happened earlier today. I'll read it in its entirety. Statement regarding the arrest of Josh Jacobs. The Brown County District Attorney's Office has received a referral from the Hobart Lawrence Police Department alleging criminal charges against Josh Jacobs following his arrest yesterday afternoon. In the state of Wisconsin, law enforcement officers are mandated to arrest individuals under certain circumstances. When the officer has probable cause to believe that a person has committed a crime and a reasonable basis to believe that crime committed involved domestic abuse. While the standard for arrest is probable cause, when the district attorney's office makes a decision to issue criminal charges, it is bound to apply a higher standard. That is whether there is admissible evidence available that rises to the level of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. The decision to issue criminal charges is a responsibility that the Brown County District Attorney's Office takes seriously. Therefore, it is common for our office to review referrals where law enforcement has made a mandatory arrest for domestic abuse. But our office chooses to release the individual from custody and request further investigation before making a formal charging decision. After reviewing the available evidence in the case, the Brown County District Attorney's Office is not yet prepared to make a formal charging decision. Our office has requested additional investigation as there is reason to believe the additional evidence may exist that would impact whether criminal charges are appropriate and what charges will be issued. Mr. Jacobs will be released from custody at this time, and a final charging decision will be made by our office at a later date. The investigation remains open and is ongoing. Therefore, the Brown County District Attorney's Office will make no further comment about the case at this time. David L. Lassay, Brown County District Attorney. So it sounds like he's trying to dot his I's and cross his T's.
Yeah.
That he doesn't want to jump ahead.
Innocent until proven guilty,
Yes.
right? Even though it sounds bad, it's not looking good, but we ain't lawyers on this podcast and we ain't medics when it comes down to those
we're looking at
things,
the hypotheticals.
We're also looking at how it impacts the team. We're looking at the long term. We're looking at the fact that the Josh Jacobs has no more guaranteed money on his deal. So the Packers,
It would only cost them $3 million in dead money, but they would save
11.
Yeah,
They'd save
so
11
if they
million.
deem that this just isn't worth it, they can just cut them.
Right. Like,
and
what do they choose to do now? Do they stick by him?
Yeah. Do you want to stick by them, stand by them, or do you just want to say like we don't want this headache?
Or you say to yourself, we don't want to deal with this right now, and we're just going to hitch our wagon to some of the younger guys that we have? Or do they make a phone call? Because I got a couple teams, depending on how bad this shit gets, man. Because there's a chance this dude could go to jail. We don't know. We don't know. The allegations don't sound good, but there's still a lot to be determined when it comes to this, and I'm sure that we'll be talking about it next week again. However, if we're talking about a world for the Green Bay Packers without a Josh Jacobs, and they may not like what they have in their backfield, Arizona Cardinals got like 4 running backs over there. They just drafted Jeremiah Love and paid Tyler Algier. Okay? Alvin Kamara has company in Travis Etienne.
Kicks in practice, just to let you know.
You got James Conner out there. You got Alvin Kamara. What do you make of all this?
All right, so with this news today, here's the thing. Maybe there's not all this evidence they think they have. Maybe it's not as serious as once thought. So you could brush it up, let them play. But if it were to be worse, I could see the Packers just cutting bait. I could see the NFL it was like 6 charges, man.
We're talking
It was
about
like 6 charges. Now, if they find out later on that there's proof that he didn't do it, then he should be fine. It sounds like maybe they don't think it sounds like the DA doesn't have enough evidence to to win the case. Not that he can't try the case, but maybe he doesn't have enough to win the case.
I don't know if because one of the charges is threatening a victim.
Yeah.
If they go into their phones, they have the list of the conversation thread. It's about what you can prove.
And don't think you can delete a text message and it goes bye-bye. Because in another case that's going right now in a lawsuit between alleged victim, the girl from the McMahon lawsuit, the judges deemed that McMahon and Nick Khan got rid of evidence. That they destroyed evidence, and that when it comes to those particular moments, since there's no evidence, they will be automatically considered guilty for it. Like, it'll already go against them. I got to read that. I got to get further so I can show you it, so I can comment on better.
Yeah, what the actual verbiage is.
Yeah.
On it. I get what you're saying, though. Oh. Yeah. It's about what you can prove, man. At the end of the day, but 5 charges at one shot is 5 charges at one shot. It doesn't sound good. I read allegedly he strangled her until she was unconscious. So that's pretty bad, So, and the league is technically kind of still dealing with this whole Rossi Rice thing. So, do they want to step in front of it and try to make an example and not look stupid in this instance? Do they try to lay the hammer down on this guy?
If he did what
who has no guaranteed money left, like the Packers don't owe him shit.
Yeah.
So do the NFL reach out to the Green Bay and it's like, he ain't playing, he's done? As far as
if they charge him for this and the evidence is overwhelming, I could see commissioner exemption.
That is on the table. Jail time is on the table. Again, it's about what they're actually going to be able to prove. But
I don't know,
it does not sound good at all. And all we can really do is speculate. We're not lawyers. We're not medics. We're going to be talking about, because this time of year going in right before training camp, the timing is crazy. We're going to be talking about how this impacts everything from a fantasy perspective, from a perspective of what the team is going to do, how the league is going to handle and dish out what punishment they deem fit for. Because it could all blow over. The whole Judkins thing, the Judkins thing is done.
Because the Judkins thing came back and all the supposedly the photos were fabricated or something like that. Like supposedly the person did it to themselves. I don't know the full details, but it looked like it was self-bruising supposedly.
Yeah, what I read,
it's the second year in a row, bro. Second year in a row, running backs in trouble for this.
What I read sounds bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Meanwhile, he turns himself in, and yesterday Rashid Rice started his 30 days with a messed up knee.
So I like what's the NFL thinking right now? You know, like.
Well, then after the NFL said, "Oh, well, the NFL already got egg on their face for screwing up the Rice situation again because they can't. So there's no wrongdoing, but now look, this guy just failed. All I'm saying, he failed. He failed his probation. That's why he's going to jail. That should be an automatic 2-game suspension. That's what I feel. Now this is bad.
Yeah.
If he gets charged with a lot of this, there's evidence of this.
You got a felony charge mixed in there.
Maybe he plays this year and doesn't next year. Because you know how they all tend, like how Kamara got away with that 1 year and caught that suspension the following year, like with Zeke. So.
And like you said earlier, what did the Packers choose to do? We stick with you and see this through.
The Packers got options. Like they don't owe him money, like you stated. It's gonna save them $11 million and only count $3 million against. So you got a net of about $8 million right there that you can use. Yep. You got Lloyd.
You got Chris Brooks. You got Lloyd.
Brooks.
Damian Martinez. You have the options of going to some of these teams. Yeah, you mentioned.
You got a James Conner option.
And Alvin Kamara, who's not going to be.
Alvin Kamara. If you're looking at other options, you could probably talk to the Giants if they feel comfortable letting Cam get all the touches. Maybe Tyrone Tracy. Mm-hmm. You know, Miami maybe asking for Ollie Gordon. You know, there's options there. You know, I do know one team is interested in James Conner is the Cowboys. They're looking for a veteran backup to go with Javonte Williams. And if you get a guy like James Conner, that could hurt the touches of Javonte Williams.
Trey Benson to the Packers. He's another name that gets
Trey
lost
Benson's
in the
another he's a good running back too.
You know, like he can still go. He can do something for you. And he's sitting behind Algier. He's sitting behind the Jeremiah Love or like what's Jeremiah Love doing? Is he the running back one? Like,
well, he's returning kicks in practice right now.
Because we can sit here and talk about making a move for Connor or making a move for what are the Cardinals looking at when they see that running back room? What's the true depth chart?
Well, I was reading they might trade Montez Sweat over the summer.
Yeah, he's unhappy. Hell, they could trade Algier after just giving him the 2-year deal.
Yeah, I don't know how the dead money would work. This is very interesting. So I don't want to go on a limb and accuse Josh Jacobs or anything.
We can't
let the justice system play its way out.
Can't jump the gun too fast. It just sounds really bad.
Yeah, it does. It's reasonable to say from the reports you read, it sounds bad. There's not, innocent until proven guilty. But when you read something like that, it's like, ugh.
The whole after the fact, you're threatening for the person to stay quiet.
He turned himself in quickly.
We knew what it was.
Like quick.
It's been well over 24 hours, so it's still fresh. You know what I mean? There's still a lot that we know. There's a lot that we don't know, and it's a story that is going to be magnified in the sports media world.
I agree.
So we're gonna have plenty of time to discuss it at length. It sucks because it's just another prime example of just another football player that, like, when they're not on the field, they just don't know how to
every offseason
stay out of this
Don't
type
get
of,
it.
you know what I mean? Just stay out of this. Just being associated with it, you know, it's just not a good
You're in the
look.
limelight. You're in public. You got to know, guys, young men out there that are in college and have a very good chance of making the pros. And for you young men out there that are in the pros, surround yourself with good people. Not all yes
Good deal.
people. You got to surround yourself with people who are going to challenge your mentality too and tell you this is not a good idea.
On the flip side,
Don't do this.
on the flip side, we could potentially be talking about the end of his career.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that.
What do you think? He came out in what, 2019?
His numbers were already going down last year.
He had way too many touches that previous year. That year where he balled out.
You're already trending downward, and this is just not helping, you know?
He was hurt almost every other week. Matter of fact, let me look it up real quick.
I think part of what benefited him is the fact that Marshawn Lloyd wasn't able to stay healthy over the last couple of seasons. So if he can prove to do that.
Oh, there's dispatch audio. Two separate neighbors called the police over this.
Now they start bringing other people into it. And I got people testifying on what they saw. And
like the one thing here said, like there is reason to believe that additional evidence may exist.
I think that they must have something as far as text messages.
One neighbor claimed there was yelling, screaming, and things being thrown at Jacob's home on Saturday morning. Later, another neighbor stated the alleged victim, whose name was redacted, was assaulted. The alleged assaulter, who wasn't named the all, then apparently drove away in a Mercedes G-Wagon. Oh.
Yeah, bro.
Wait a minute. I might be able to get the audio right here.
I mean, they can't hear it through the podcast. That'd only be.
Let's just listen in as first responders answered a woman's call for help.
I hear yelling and screaming, things being thrown. It's plotting to this location. There's an open line, possibly male, female.
A few minutes later, dispatch received a second call about that incident from a concerned
that's just people
next door
calling.
neighbor.
Yeah, that's the people call 911.
Calling out saying that her neighbor was assaulted.
Dispatches are later heard saying the man suspected in that assault was not there. He drove away from the home in a Mercedes G-Wagon, but that easily spotted SUV was being tracked with license plate reader cameras. In the end, deputies and an ambulance responded to the call at Jacob's home.
Oof.
Yeah, it don't work good.
That is coming. This news article came from an Ashley Washburn on Twitter. That was the local news in that area that played that because, as many of you know, 911 calls are public knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So that is going to be one of the stories going into the summer, unfortunately. It's a depending on how this goes, it could be a black eye on the league.
He's 28 years old. He'll turn 29 next February. I just want to get to his stats real quick so we can talk. Get back to that point. I just felt like it was a need to share that information. Like I said, he had 300 rushing attempts in 2024 for 1,300 yards. Not to mention he had 43 targets and 36 catches for 342. So this man had 337 touches in 2024. And his touches dropped all the way down to 234. He started 15 games, but a lot of the games he left. Yeah. Like if you think about it. And he had 36, the same amount of catches he had the year prior, but 100 less yards receiving. So, yeah. Not good.
No. From a fantasy perspective, maybe Jordan Love throws the ball more with him not being there. You know?
And that's not a good thing either.
It could go either way. That could go.
I'm sorry to say,
that
but
could
that's
go
not a
either
good
way.
thing either because Jordan Love can't stay consistently consistent.
It seems like Green Bay wants to run the rock. Establishing the run is a big part of what they like to do out there. So whether it be one of these next man up or them reaching out to one of these other teams that just have a plethora of running backs just sitting there, it's going to be interesting to see. To me, it's interesting to see how the Packers play it because that'll kind of be a tell as far as how much they know about the situation. Like if they know he's cooked, we might be getting news and reports of them just cutting him.
Yep.
If he gets cut before anything becomes official, bro, that right there is just that's as bad as any evidence that they can pull up.
Conspicuous by his absence, he is going crazy on Twitter with Nick's posts. I mean, not Twitter, Facebook.
Mike?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's ecstatic.
Good. Embrace it. Soak it in, man, in the words of Chris Jericho, because you just don't know when you're going to be in that spot again.
Look how long it took you to get to that spot.
You know, we talk about this is our time and dynasties. And when you think about it in recent history, how many dynasties are really out there? There's none. There's no dynasties. There's no dynasties, bro.
There's none.
There's nobody that's going out there and winning championships back to back like that and really doing damage like that. It's up and up. When you're the champion, you go into the next year with a target on your back and teams are gunning for you. And they're going to make sure you don't get back there. There's a Wemby close by that's going to look to take that spot from you. You know, like it's the law of the land, bro.
It's
hard. It's hard to make it to one to be able to go back again. So it took 27 years. Embrace it, enjoy it, because you don't know, man. You really don't know.
Mike's clips get a lot of action.
It's good. It's good. I didn't even really see the. I'm gonna check out the clips after the pod just to see like what what the goings ons was. So yeah, that's going to be one of the stories that unfortunately we're going to be following, doing our due diligence to provide. We'll be talking about it in the group chats. It's a conversation that's not going to go away. You know what I mean? Because it's a scandal. It's a scandal, regardless. I mean, so it's going to be a conversation that it's going to continue to be in circulation, and until we find out, like, if they cut him, bro, I'll be like, oh man, like that could be it for him.
I agree.
Like career-wise. Because now the NFL is going to look at all the other teams and be like, he's not resignable. Don't get any ideas. Like, he's done. You hear me? And then they're just like, yes,
it's
boss.
over.
Click. We can't get Jacobs. We're not going to be able to get him. That third-round pick that we were trying to offer, we can't trade for him.
Sixth rounder.
He's off the list. And I offered a third in Dynasty earlier just to see what was shaking. But
RJ trading him.
yeah, that's his boy. He's probably waiting to see what the results are too before. But like
now's the time to trade him.
How though? How does a deal based around Josh Jacobs go down? You can't sell him high.
Who has him in the DOA?
I have no idea.
I'll give a 4 for him.
I have no idea.
And if he doesn't play, oh well.
It only cost you a 4.
Yep.
I got running back, so I'm chilling right now. Like, I'm not the one trotting Josh Jacobs out there in my starting lineup. I'm not a Josh Jacobs guy. You can look at my rosters; he's never there.
Yeah,
It's not one of the guys that I go.
I'm
not a Rashee Rice guy.
I had him that first year in Green Bay. That was great.
Like, I'm not a Rashee Rice guy.
That's a hard sell.
Like, there's certain players that I am just out on. Those two happen to be two of them. You know, that is a hard sell, bro.
Chris has him.
That's a hard sell.
4th round pick, Chris.
Oof. Third rounder. Just get him out of your hair. Get yourself a third round pick and move on. Not live with the fact that you've got an ineligible. It's like having Tom Brady on your roster right now.
That was Gabe.
It's like, what are you doing?
That was McLovin.
You know, and
McLovin's got
we're
a team though this year.
also approaching 0 hour on the potential AJ Brown trade that we've been talking about. It's gonna happen within the next couple of days.
More teams are
potentially.
starting to
So,
enter. I don't know if that's real or if the Phillies try to blow smoke up teams' ass to get teams.
We talked Jacksonville last week. Are they really a name? Are they not? Patriots continue to be in the mix.
Adam Schefter's sold that it's the Patriots. He goes, I know other teams. He goes, they're. I personally think the Eagles are trying to throw out rumors of other teams wanting in
Just to get the boys
because
talking.
the Eagles know they don't have leverage in this situation. They know no matter what, they can't bring this dude back. They can't. I'm sorry. I said it. I've been saying it since the end of the season. They cannot. Every week on this podcast, when we talk this situation, they cannot bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
And teams know it. So teams are not going to get screwed, bro.
No. Nope. Can't, bro.
So they just got to deal with it.
Can't.
It's that simple.
Take
I don't know what else to tell people.
Take what you can get.
Christopher Sanchez of the
Just
Phillies
gotta
is the
get him
only
out of
MLB
there.
pitcher in the modern era with 40-plus strikeouts and no runs allowed in a calendar month.
Unfortunately, I didn't acquire him. He was just kind of presented to me. Yeah, you did adopt him.
Listen, you took a
adopt
team, and let me
him.
tell you, thank you for doing what you did.
You got a good team.
It's
overall,
a good team, and you know, it's somebody we trust that can handle it.
It's not like you adopted
There's
a
only,
shit
you
show.
know, there's only one team I'm worried about in this league that if anything goes sideways, and that's Matt's boy.
I think Ryan McMahon just went yard with a two-run shot for Ryan McMahon of all people. As the Yankees are putting it on the Royals 7-0, the top of the 8th. It's always nice when the Ryan McMahons of the world and the Jose Caballeros are doing dirt and helping flip to the top of that lineup. Good little run we've been on out in Kansas City. I'm going to miss playing them. I think we got the A's.
Bobby Witt, the talk of trade.
That's interesting.
If the Phillies, listen,
That's interesting.
I'm not giving any of my top, I don't know, bro.
Yo,
You want Alec Bohm?
Who wants him?
You want Alec Bohm? I'll send Alec Bohm and Bryson Stott to you.
That's garbage. That's like a Matt offer. What you want to do with those two duds? Bobby Witt. You better cough up some. You need some arms. You're coughing up. You're giving me something for me to even entertain this deal.
Damn.
They need a good pitcher. So
Where
you
are
don't
they-
have to cough up one
The
of your
Steelers
pitchers.
have minicamp, and I don't even realize it.
Oh, man. Late to the party, Oscar.
Yeah, because look, A-Rod shaved his head.
Rogers is bald.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Look at him.
That's that, I guess, the last ride. Let's go.
The medicine man told him to do it. Was he getting buried in the dirt like Ultimate Warrior to conquer his fear of snakes?
Snake Man!
He buried him.
Did you,
He had him in the room with the snakes, and they had the giant fake snake jump on him.
Cobra, when he tried to grab the Cobra, it's like...
Sean Mooney was talking about that on one of the later episodes.
I am currently listening to When the Warrior Gets Fired from Sean Mooney.
That's the one.
Right now, they're
That's
just
the
at this.
Well, no, this week was the year one of Undertaker, but part of
That's
that
included,
was
yeah.
talking about Warrior because that storyline that year before they pivoted Undertaker to Hogan, it was supposed to be Undertaker Warrior,
Uh-huh.
and then Warrior at SummerSlam 91.
That's why I always assumed that Flair was going to beat Hogan at Survivor Series. I always thought it was going to be Flair versus Hogan at Survivor Series, and then you'd have the rematch at Mania.
I don't know what Survivor Series would have
Because
been
if
they
Warrior
didn't
doesn't
go
leave,
that
I'm
route.
pretty sure on Survivor Series it's probably Warrior versus Taker,
Yeah, they were gonna.
like in
Had that.
a Survivor Series matchup.
Yeah. And they had to do the thing with Jake.
Because
It
who else
turned
was
him-
Hogan going to lose the belt to?
It turns into Jake
Who else
versus
besides-
Taker.
Who else besides Taker was he going to lose that belt to if they didn't go to Taker? I truly don't think Taker was meant to be in that spot so quickly. I just think, like you said, they pivoted to that quickly because of the
He
other
was in the
feud.
right place at the right time, bro. He like, and I know he's not on your favorites list, but there was nothing like Undertaker, bro.
No, the gimmick's gonna live in
That he had people shook. He's putting people originally he's putting them in body bags and carrying them out. You're actually inside of a body bag.
They used to come out poster books quarterly. My mom had an Undertaker poster hung up on my wall right in front of, like my bed's here because the Hogan poster was always, Hulk was always going to be like above me, so Hogan was above my bed. Against was Macho Man right here, and then Undertaker right here,
staring at me,
bro. And he's like this with like his hand on choking somebody out. I would look at that every night, like.
He was
Eventually,
bro.
I told my mom, I was like, move this poster to where I can't see it at night while I'm sleeping.
He was different.
Because I don't want to look at that.
And at the time, like we're talking about early 90s smart marks, they probably ate that shit up for breakfast, bro. The newsletter fans, like that was it was nothing.
I have that. I rebought that poster book years later. It's somewhere in my stash over there.
And Hulk Hogan was a smart man.
My favorite poster I had as a kid, though, besides like Hogan, was Legion of Doom and the gold pads.
Like
the pads that they brought at SummerSlam that year. They actually had them with their gold pads like, on like a poster.
You remember the original exchange between Undertaker and Hogan? It's
at the
Sergeant. No. It's Sergeant Slaughter, Undertaker, and them. They're all jumping Ultimate Warrior.
Yes, it was a Saturday night's
Hogan
main event.
Comes out.
Hogan ran out, hit him with
the belt. He doesn't sell it.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, you finally get the
and
face
he
off. Where you're like, oh
him.
shit, we got something here. You know, like with this right here is interesting.
Undertaker is lucky he didn't come to the World Wrestling Federation 2 years earlier because he'd have been fed to Hogan and lost.
I think he came in at the perfect time, bro.
Yep, he came at a time where it didn't like he didn't have to do that job.
He came in at a time where Vince was trying to look for another option outside. It was
supposed
to be Ultimate Warrior.
Even when he lost to Hogan 6 days later, he got ashes thrown in his face and rolled up. He didn't get the big boot. He didn't get the leg drop.
Protected. His rise was crazy.
I think Vince knew what he had with him.
His rise was crazy.
Vince
and it was smart on him because there was so much you could do with that character, and look what it evolved into.
Yeah, before we end this podcast, did you see the X-Men 97 trailer?
No.
Oh, I don't know what you're missing, dude.
Also, just to finish it up, the pairing. Sean Mooney talks about the pairing of him and Paul Bear. Because at first it was Dude Love, but then Dude Love, not Dude Love. Brother Love was going to get promoted. He's about to,
Bruce Pritchard,
take that next step.
Bruce Pritchard didn't want to be on the road like that because Vince told him if you're going to be his manager, you got to be at the house shows too. Yeah. And he didn't want to do house shows too like that. So he was like, all right, I can't.
That's the equivalent of having Macho Man with Miss Elizabeth is the Undertaker.
Got to be there every day.
And the Undertaker Paul Bear partnership. You know what I mean? Like they just went hand in hand, bro. It was just a perfect time for that shit. I would have loved to see more of because you remember my original idea for.
I swear the internet be listening to us while we talk.
That's funny.
Old school video store.
Just love that. Choosing what couple videos I was gonna try to watch them in order before you could access them on a click of a button. You know what I mean? You had to do it the old school way.
That's why physical media is still king, ladies and gentlemen. If you get a chance to buy something and own it, do it.
Yeah, right about that. So we'll have more on the Josh Jacobs situation next week. The Yankees can definitely make a run for him. If we got to pull the trigger if we're going to do it. We're going to have to trade little Jimmy. Sorry. We're going to have to trade an Anthony Volpe, give them a pitcher. It might have to be like a Schlitty, a guy like that, unfortunately. Like sacrifices are going to have to be made if the Yankees are going to be putting themselves in contention for the Bobby Witt sweepstakes. But you gain a player in Bobby Witt who, if we put him at the shortstop position and at the top of that lineup with what we've got going on, oh, man. It's at least worth looking into, man. It's Bobby Witt, for crying out loud. Every team not named the Kansas City Royals should be looking at that and at least be making a phone call to do your due diligence for a player like that. Because the Kansas City Royals can't do nothing for him. I just watched this team the last couple of days. They can't do nothing. They got nothing going on out there. It's over. The best version of this Royals team is the one that lost to us a couple seasons ago in the playoffs because they don't have it out there, and they're not going to get it anytime soon. Vinny P ain't the answer. You know, some type of package. We're going to be coughing up 4 to 5 players. Like it's gonna cost something, you know. But at the end of the day, it's 4 or 5 players the Kansas City Royals don't have right now that they could be able to use to build towards a future. Because right now, you have a generational talent sitting there surrounded by nothing. Next best hitter is the old catcher, Salvi Perez. Credit to him, he can still hit.
Yo,
but
chill out. Vinny P ain't that bad.
Vinny P stinks. He's nothing this year. He
He'll be all right.
is a nothing burger. Like he needs to be hitting in front of an Aaron Judge. That's a big difference, you know, with Vinny P behind you and Aaron Judge behind you, and especially with how pitchers approach you, because pitchers ain't scared of Vinny P.
I know.
they're mowing that lineup down. You know what I mean?
I thought I was a genius when I got Vinny P at the time I got
It's
him.
part of what made the dynamic with Soto and Judge back to back so special. Pitchers had to really think about dealing with that. Who am I going to pitch to? You know?
I agree.
Like
I won't argue that.
it's tough, man. It's tough.
That's all I got for tonight.
Yeah, man. We covered our bases here. We showed love to the Knicks, but I also painted a realistic perspective that everybody can remember that I said this before it happened, you know?
Perspective.
Like, enjoy the ride.
Basketball acumen.
You know, enjoy the ride. You know, it's ain't nothing like being the hot team, getting yourself to the championship. But just remember, it's like it could all be over in the blink of an eye. You know, and just don't take this high that you're on. And a week from now, I'm hearing about how the refs screwed you guys and they didn't want to see you win. It's like, all right,
yeah, we don't want to hear that.
Just stop it, okay? Stop it.
Don't want to hear it.
You're there, make the most of it. And if you really want to take this to the next level, take that shit out of the refs' hands. I don't want to see OKC win again. I already saw them win. They got their championship. You know, they got their they paid their dues, they got their picks, they turned it into something, they got their title. I don't want to see them win again.
I agree.
I'd like to see I wouldn't mind seeing the Spurs in the finals. I'd love to see Spurs versus Knicks. Because now you don't know what's gonna happen. Now that adds a level of intrigue to it where it's like you really don't know, bro. That feels like 6 to 7 games.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I don't think they'll sweep.
I don't want
I think the sweeps are done.
I don't want a predictable
The Knicks
finals.
are not sweeping anybody in the finals.
They ain't sweeping OKC and they ain't sweeping the Spurs.
No, they're not.
I don't think the Spurs can sweep the Knicks.
Me either.
OKC might be able to do that though.
OKC is tough.
We'll see though. Knicks in 6, damn it. By next week's podcast, we'll be a couple games into the finals. Maybe game 1, game 2, game 2. I gotta look at the dates. I did post the dates in one of our group chats because of all the Knicks fans that I am close to in life. So
yeah,
trust me, I live it every day with these guys.
Yeah, I do.
You know,
I work with them now.
We'll be in tune watching each and every game. Thank you to everybody who is in tune with us, watching the podcast the way that you do. Appreciate you.
Next week is finals talk.
Finals talk next week. More baseball talk. A little bit of training camp talk. A little bit more, roster construction, and maybe looking back at like seeing how we feel about our rosters. Oh shit, game 1 next. So live reaction to game 1 NBA Finals podcast night. We will be sitting here watching the game on podcast night, going through the motions with the Knicks fans, giving you the play-by-play, live reaction, everything that part of what we discussed. So it'll be a part 2 of what we discussed.
Is it going to be on NBC?
I don't know. ABC? I don't know. I got no idea.
Because I know NBC paid a lot of money.
The Knicks will be there no matter what, and so will we, ladies and gentlemen. So until then, enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks for tuning in. Chris, shout out to you, my boy. Shout out to everybody who chimed in on tonight's podcast. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next week.